Yeah, it's incredible. Okay. Good evening, everyone. I will now call the June 3rd, 2026 Planning and Zoning Commission meeting to order. I will now ask for roll call.
Here.
Franz.
Here.
Van Alstine.
Here.
Vogel. Olfest.
Here.
Can.
Here.
Lutnick.
The next item is approval of the agenda for the June 3rd, 2026 Planning and Zoning Commission meeting. I would entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
It has been moved and seconded to approve the agenda. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. The motion carries. The agenda is approved. The next item is approval of the Planning and Zoning Commission meeting minutes from May 18th, 2026. I would entertain a motion to approve the May 18th, 2026 meeting minutes as presented. Is there a second? Yes, I do.
You made the motion?
Yeah.
Yeah, second.
Has been moved and seconded to approve the May 18th, 2026 meeting minutes. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. The May 18th, 2026 meeting minutes are approved. The next item on the agenda is consideration of the Four Seasons Polk City amended preliminary plat. We will begin with the developer report.
Yes, good evening, Commission. My name is Kelsey Scallon, civil engineer with Shife Hattery, 4125 West Town Parkway. Here tonight with Jared Reckel with MJR Developments, the developer for the property here. First of all, we appreciate you taking the time to entertain us on a special P&Z meeting. We appreciate the time out of your schedules to come in tonight and look at what we have before you. What we do have before you is an amended preliminary plat. It is very similar to the preliminary plat that was approved previously by Commission in March of this year. It's for the Four Seasons development north of Hug Drive and 72nd Street. So the reason we are before you tonight with an amended preliminary plat, and the reason in particular we've asked for this special P&Z is wanting to get this next phase of Plat 2 moving forward for construction yet this summer, so we have buildable and sellable lots in the fall for the Plat 2. And the change that you're seeing tonight, both in your packet as described in the memo as well as on screen, is really the lots that we have off of the parkway. So previously there was a concept that had two cul-de-sacs coming off of Whitetail Parkway for what we would consider Plat 2, which is generally this area, as well as a second cul-de-sac off of what will be the future 13th Street going in the north-south direction connecting to the parkway. In doing some of our preliminary concepts and working with contractors, looking at construction for this year for that Plat 2, that next phase, the numbers didn't pan out in terms of being able to reasonably build this next plat and still have it be viable as a project and viable with the parkway infrastructure. We're also seeing, as I assume are aware, some of the newer development on the east side of town are some of those really big executive lots that seem to be marketable right now and valuable and sellable right now in the marketplace. So what this is doing is keeping this cul-de-sac on the far east remains the same. Again, we have executive style lots, anywhere between half an acre to 1 acre lots along that cul-de-sac off of Hug Drive, off of Whitetail Parkway, but you're seeing 5 different lots that front to the parkway. That was in coordination with Travis and the Snyder engineering team, the traffic, to make sure that we weren't going to inadvertently, harm individuals pulling out onto that parkway with future traffic conditions. We're making sure those lots are supersized, if you will. Those are about 140-foot wide frontage lots, so about double what a typical or kind of minimum lot could be in Polk City. So we have plenty of space for those lots to have really that executive style house that might be set back a little bit further, have some drive around, turnaround opportunities on the parcel itself, different than I'd say a standard home. And so what that allows us to do is market a little bit more to what the current market conditions are, what we're seeing that they want in Polk City, as well as help with some of that. It's now viable as a project. We can start to implement, start to construct that first phase of Whitetail Parkway to get that parkway constructed. We're starting from the east, moving to the west. I know that's a priority of the city is to get Whitetail Parkway constructed, and this helps us get that first phase implemented. So we do have some notes on the plat, again, looking at the driveway spacing in coordination with the traffic team and in coordination with SUDAS requirements in terms of how far those driveways have to be spaced apart from a safety aspect. That is a note on the preliminary plat and will continue to be a requirement as we go through construction drawings. The other reason we're here tonight is presenting this new concept to you as an amended preliminary plat. We also called for the special P&Z meeting just to make sure, again, we can keep things moving from an approval. We'd really like to get started with construction later this month. We've got construction drawings in right now for Plat 2 under review by the city. So looking to make sure that we can get our approvals in order so that we can start construction as soon as possible and hopefully bring some new lots to market. So happy to entertain any questions or if there's other information that the commission's looking for. Again, myself as a civil engineer, and then we've got Jared as well if there are other questions.
Thank you. Does anyone have any questions for the developer? I think my big one is, are we discussing the roads at all where the exits and entrances are?
In terms of the public roads, you're
Correct.
tracking the alignment. We are not. Those remain unchanged in terms of the previously approved preliminary plat. The major networks, none of those have changed. We've just essentially removed some of the cul-de-sacs and instead added these large lots instead.
Okay. Okay, seeing none, we'll now hear from the city engineer report.
Not a lot to add, just kind of building on what Kelsey said. We looked at driveway spacing per SUDAS on a collector street in a residential area like this at 75 feet. These lots provide adequate distance along the frontage to separate those. The developer has actually reduced the number of lots that face onto Whitetail Parkway from the first submittal we had to address that specific comment because of the way that the lots laid out. We were going to have an issue with one of the entrance locations relative to one of the north-south streets. So they've been receptive to understanding our concerns and addressing those concerns. Like Kelsey mentioned, that's really the main change that's happening here. There's not a lot in the grand scheme of things. So you'll remember earlier this year, you approved an amended preliminary plat that added commercial property to this parcel. The amended preliminary plat still shows construction of a stub of a commercial driveway to that location so we can isolate and confirm where that driveway, or where that access location will be along Whitetail Parkway. And this layout is consistent with some of the other collector streets that we've approved in Polk City. The best example I can give you is Antler Ridge. It would be East Red Cedar Drive. We have several more lots than what we're showing on Whitetail Parkway today, fronting onto East Red Cedar that was approved in the not so distant future. So we think this is a good alternative in terms of getting the developer those marketable lots while still protecting the functionality of what will likely be a very important east-west collector street in the north part of town. We're recommending the P&Z recommend approval of this and be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you. Are there any questions for the city engineer?
Not really.
Okay, seeing none, we will now move on to public comment. Do we have any public comments? No? Okay. The commission will now consider a recommendation to city council regarding approval of the Four Seasons Park Polk City amended preliminary plat.
I'll make a motion that we recommend to council approval of the amended preliminary plat for Four Seasons Polk City, subject to staff's review, comments, and recommendations that are dated June 3rd, 2026.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to recommend that. Is there any discussion?
Just a quick comment, I guess. This project has had a long history. Trying to get Whitetail Parkway put through this project, and the developer's been, it's been difficult for the developer to be able to do that, and we appreciate that. I think it's going to be a good thing for your development, and it's going to be a good thing for the city, so we appreciate that.
I agree. One comment I do want to talk about is that west exit there. It's kind of at an angle slope. And then that south exit's on that curve. There tends to be a school bus that goes around there. And with the sun shining directly in the morning, it's kind of difficult to see both of those directions, especially with the tree line, so.
So where is that specifically now?
The western exit,
Is it where we're gonna terminate Hug Drive eventually?
probably need to look at
The
it.
far west side.
Yeah.
The west exit of Whitetail.
You're talking about that
Yep,
point. So yeah, be terminated.
That's good to know. That's something I don't think we've ever really considered, but we'll think about that as we're continuing to progress this.
okay. And then the southern exit is just on two curves. And I myself have almost gotten in 2 accidents on that curve due to housing pulling out and just school buses stopped. Good. I'm excited for this to go through.
Yeah, I think pulling traffic off of Hug Drive is gonna be the best thing that could possibly happen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Agreed.
Any other discussion? Seeing no further discussion, we proceed to vote. Roll call.
Olfest,
Yes.
Dan,
Yes.
Lutnick,
Yes.
Hankins,
Yes,
Maraz,
Yes.
and Austin.
Yes. The motion carries. Reports and particulars. The next item is reports and particulars. Council liaison. City manager,
Sam.
staff.
I got you. So, as many of you are aware, we've got Northside Drive all tore up. You'll see something change tomorrow. The contractor is going to flip to what we're calling stage 3 of that project. So they will put temporary striping down on the west side of the roadway, shift north-south traffic to the permanent pavement plus the asphalt that they tacked on to the west side of it. And that will be the traffic pattern until the project is completely open to traffic. So we will be closing the east leg of East Northside Drive. We've managed to miss the school year, which I think is a huge benefit to everybody. But just be aware that you will not be able to turn onto East Northside Drive. There will be a signed detour that takes you from that intersection north to 126th Avenue, over on 126th Avenue down to 44th, and then back down 44th to that intersection. We highly, highly encourage people to follow the signed detour. We want to discourage people from utilizing Madison Drive and North 6th Street because those roadways don't have dedicated pedestrian facilities on them. And so additional traffic on those roadways would endanger the traveling public and those folks that use those roadways as pedestrian facilities. So highly, highly encouraged to follow the planned detour. If you as commissioners talk to anybody that thinks that they want to use Madison or 6th, we would ask that you, as participants in city governance, help us pass that message along to follow the signed detours and don't try and circumvent through neighborhood streets.
And earlier today, I sent an email with the Introduction to Planning and Zoning Workshop with the actual materials and the link to the recording that was conducted on May 20th. So I have one more workbook for anyone who was not in attendance, but otherwise, I won't check, call them. There's also a virtual copy if you need it, but just let me know if you have difficulty accessing the links.
Commission? The final item on the agenda is adjournment.
Yep.
Entertain a motion.
Yeah. Motion. Yep.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So same sign. Motion carries. Meeting adjourned.
Got here just in time.